What is up, everyone? It is MiamiUSwagg back in business with my 2013 NFL mock draft, where I'm going to be mocking the whole first round. I'm going to be telling you where each guy is going, where, and why. I'm not going to be giving player analysis on each player. If you want that, go check out my top 10 on each play on each position. So yeah, let's get into it. With the 17th pick in the draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Jarvis Jones, the outside linebacker from Georgia. After losing longtime Steeler James Harrison to free agency, I'd see the Steelers getting a big steal here with Jarvis Jones, the outside linebacker from Georgia. In my opinion, he's definitely a top 5 talent in the draft. I think he's going to be a perfect fit for this Steeler defense. He's just an absolute playmaker, and yeah, he's going to be a perfect fit for the Steelers for years. Some other picks I could see here are Xavier Rhodes, the cornerback from Florida State, or if he dropped here, Cordarrelle Patterson, the wide receiver from Tennessee. With the 18th pick in the draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Kenny Vaccaro, the safety out of Texas. While the Cowboys would love to get an interior lineman like Chance Warmack or Jonathan Cooper here, I do think the best option here is Kenny Vaccaro because of that 29th ranked secondary last year that only produced 8 defended passes and 8 interceptions. And they can fill that need immediately with a great safety like Kenny Vaccaro. I think he's a perfect fit here for them, and it'll be the immediate day one starter. Some other options I could see here are Jonathan Cooper if he's here, or maybe even DJ Fluker. With the 19th pick in the draft, the New York Giants select Bjorn Warner, the defensive end out of Florida State. I think the Giants are going to do what they do in every draft and pick up a falling prospect like a Warner, and this is going to be an absolute steal for them here. In the past, they've shown they're not afraid to add another pass rusher when they already have 2 great DNs like Pierre Paul and Tuck. And yeah, Warner's going to be a great fit here for them. I think he's going to fall because of his lack of elite athleticism. And some other picks I could see here are Alec Ogletree, the linebacker prospect out of Georgia, or they could even take Desmond Trufant, the quarterback out of Washington. With the 20th pick in the draft, the Chicago Bears select Desmond Trufant, the cornerback out of Washington. While the Bears do already have Charles Tillman and Tim Jennings as their starting cornerbacks, they don't have much beyond that, and Trufant provides a safe, smart pick here for the Bears. He's a true shutdown corner, can be a starter for years to come in this defense. Some other picks I could see here are DJ Fluker, the offensive tackle / guard out of Alabama, or even Alec Ogletree to be Brian Urlacher's replacement, the linebacker out of Georgia. With the 21st pick in the draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Alec Ogletree, the linebacker out of Georgia. With the Bengals having holes at inside and outside linebacker, I think Ogletree can fill both of those needs for him. He's just an absolute stud. He has loads of potential. I do think the Bengals will take him here because of the Bengals' willingness to take players with the character concerns like Vontaze Burfict and Dre Kirkpatrick last year. Some other picks I could see here are Kenny Vaccaro, the safety out of Texas, or even DJ Fluker, the offensive tackle out of Alabama. With the 22nd pick in the draft, the St. Louis Rams select Jonathan Cyprien, the safety out of Florida International. After losing Quinton McKell to free agency, the Rams have no starting caliber safeties on this defense, and Jonathan Cyprien could be just that, as he's a hard-hitting playmaker. He's going to add a new element to this Rams defense. Just a great fit here. He's been a rising prospect throughout the Senior Bowl and Combine spectacles. And some other picks I could see here are Eddie Lacy, the running back out of Alabama, to fill Steven Jackson's hole, or even Matt Elam, the safety out of Florida. With the 23rd pick in the draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Manti Te'o, the inside linebacker out of Notre Dame. I really don't care what people say about Manti Te'o with the whole catfish and his slow 40 thing. The dude can flat out play football, and that's exactly what the Vikings need. This has to be the pick here for the Vikings, because otherwise they'd have an undrafted free agent starting an inside linebacker, and he can really complete this Vikings defense and adds a level of leadership to this defense. Some other picks I could see here are Xavier Rhodes, the cornerback out of Florida State, or even Keenan Allen, the wide receiver out of California, to replace Percy Harvin. With the 24th pick in the draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Dayton Jones, the defensive end out of UCLA. With the Colts still adjusting to this new 34 defense they installed just last year, I think they're going to have to add some new pieces in the draft. And Dayton Jones is a perfect 5 technique for this defense. This guy lives in offensive backfields and just a perfect fit here for the Colts. Some other picks I could see here for the Colts are Demontre Moore, the defensive end / outside linebacker of Texas A&M after they lost Dwight Freeney to free agency. And I could see them upgrading the offensive line by taking DJ Fluker, the offensive tackle out of Alabama. With the 25th pick in the draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Sylvester Williams, the defensive tackle out of North Carolina. The Vikings can restore the Williams wall here by adding run stuffer Sylvester Williams, and he can also provide an eventual replacement to aging defensive tackle Kevin Williams. I think adding Williams here would make all the linebackers on that Vikings defense look a lot better than they are. Some other options I can see here are Kawan Short, the defensive tackle out of Purdue, or they could take Kevin Minter, the inside linebacker out of LSU. With the 26th pick in the draft, the Green Bay Packers select DJ Fluker, the offensive tackle out of Alabama. If the Packers ever want to contend for a Super Bowl, they need to protect their franchise quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. And throughout the 2012 season, you saw Aaron Rodgers on the ground time after time after time. That is unacceptable. Any guy like DJ Fluker would provide a mauler in the run game, plus some insurance for Aaron Rodgers. Some other picks I could see here are Eric Reed, the safety out of LSU, to replace Charles Woodson. Or they can get a reliable running back like Eddie Lacy out of Alabama. With the 27th pick in the draft, the Houston Texans select DeAndre Hopkins, the wide receiver out of Clemson. It is honestly a sin that year after year, the Houston Texans refuse to add a reliable receiving option opposite Andre Johnson. I think this is the year they had a dynamic, explosive receiver on the opposite side of him, like a DeAndre Hopkins. Some other picks I could see here are another receiver, Robert Woods out of USC, or Tank Carradine, the defensive end / outside linebacker out of Florida State. With the 28th pick in the draft, the Denver Broncos select Tank Carradine, the defensive end / outside linebacker out of Florida State. I believe the Broncos were devastated after losing Elvis Dimmerville due to fax issues, and I think they're going to pick up a falling prospect like a Tank Carradine here. If not for a torn ACL, I think this guy would be a top 15 prospect in the draft, and I think he's going to add a new, good, dynamic element to this Broncos defense. Some other picks I could see here are Jonathan Banks, the cornerback out of Mississippi State, or they could take Sylvester Williams, the nose tackle out of North Carolina. With the 29th pick in the draft, the New England Patriots select Justin Hunter, the wide receiver out of Tennessee. With the loss of Wes Welker and Brandon Lloyd, I think the Patriots are in desperate need of a wide receiver. Even though they picked up Amendola and they're likely to get Emmanuel Sanders, I still think they need a dynamic, ultra-talented receiver like Justin Hunter. And yeah, he's going to be a great addition to this offense. He's going to make Tom Brady look real good in this offense. Some other picks I could see here are Jamar Taylor, the cornerback out of Boise State, or Dayton Jones, the defensive end out of UCLA. With the 30th pick in the draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Jamar Taylor, the cornerback out of Boise State. In my opinion, the loss of Brent Grimes is going to hurt the Falcons quite a bit here, and they have no true starting caliber corners opposite Asante Samuel. So picking Jamar Taylor, a cornerback prospect who's just as good as the other ones in my opinion, just not as being talked about as much, will fill a great need here for the Falcons. Some other picks I could see here are Tyler Eifert, the tight end of Notre Dame, to eventually replace Tony Gonzalez, or Alex Okafor, the defensive end out of Texas. With the 31st pick in the draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Tyler Eifert, the tight end out of Notre Dame. With the 49ers having no true weakness, they can really take whoever they want, and we all know Jim Harbaugh loves to stockpile on positions in which he already has a bunch of talent, and this is why he forms a scary 1-2 duo of tight ends with Tyler Eifert along with Vernon Davis. Watch out the rest of the NFC, and you can never give a quarterback like Colin Kaepernick too many weapons. Some other picks I could see here are Marcus Hunt, the defensive end out of SMU, to eventually replace Justin Smith, or Matt Elam, the safety out of Florida. With the 32nd pick in the draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Keenan Allen, the wide receiver out of California. While the chance to take a Ray Lewis replacement here is very tempting, I think they're going to take the best player available. Like Ozzie Newsome always does, he's going to pick up a falling star like a Keenan Allen due to his slow 40. I think Keenan Allen can pick up right where Anquan Boldin left off. He's going to be a great fit in this Raven offense and provide a great weapon for Joe Flacco. Some other picks I could see here are Arthur Brown, the inside linebacker from Kansas State, as a Ray Lewis replacement, or even Jonathan Cyprien, the safety from Florida International, as a Bernard Pollard replacement. That is all for my first round mock draft, guys. I hope you liked this video. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at LivingLegendX52, as well as subscribe to this channel. Round 2 will be coming very soon, and yeah, that is all, guys. This is MiamiUSwagg, and I'm out.